Welcome in everybody to First Gear Network. We're here with First Gear Racing IndyCar Series Round 3 at Laguna, Seca. Tonight we are scheduled for 80 minutes of green flag racing in the IndyCar Series. And cars are out on track right now in the practice session, which we're about just past halfway through practice. It wraps up here in about 13 minutes. Got the track map up with tonight's weather and everything for you guys. Ambient temperature 73 degrees, humidity's low at 37%, clear skies, a 5-mile-per-hour wind. Track temp is 117 degrees with all the sun. Gonna have a hot slick track with there's a lot of gravel off the track that as of tomorrow's update probably we would see a little bit more craziness, but tonight should be pretty much of the same of what we're used to. Pull up our tower here. Take a look, we've got just over 12 minutes left to practice. So far we've had 11 of our 12 drivers showing 13 because I accidentally came in the room as a driver. I'm broadcasting tonight. But we've got 12 drivers that have joined in so far for tonight's race. Jump in here and follow along with the 77. He's been the fastest in practice so far. On his 7th time lap, or actually 8th time lap. He's passing the 7 of Tommy Thompson. While we have that going on here, we'll get the driver info up here in the bottom. Go. Get the track map up for everybody. '77's pushing it to the edge, and a lot of those corners kicking up a lot of dirt. Super fast. That just puts him. That last lap was a 109.99, but it doesn't register. He must have had an off track. Let's see, P2 in practice. Nate Fields in the 57. Third place is the 98 of Charles Bronstein, but he is not on track. We'll jump back to who's P4 in practice, the 24 of Joshua O'Brien. DuPont Flamin 24, looking good. He's on the alternate tires. Trying to see if he can get more speed out of the car with those softer tires, or we do have 2 tire options on road courses in the IndyCar series. The red sidewall tires are the alternates. They are a softer compound made for extra grip, but they do wear a lot faster. And then you'll see tires with the white sidewall, and those are the primary tires. A little bit harder compound, last a little bit longer, but can be a little bit sketchier. Certainly when they're cold. We'll find out as the race goes on kind of which one's better. Joshua O'Brien gets up to P2, and then on that next lap kind of got off track. Back to pits. Check P5 is Edwin James in the 46. And he's on the, I guess they're more black than they are white on the sidewall, but that is the primary tire that he has on. And for the race, it is required that you use one of each compound at least. So for race strategy, some drivers may opt to start on one or the other, and then vice versa during pit stops to change tires. But you at least have to run one lap on each tire compound. They have, for the race, a total of 4 sets of tires. 1 set that they start the race with, and 3 sets in the pits. And again, this is an 80-minute timed race. It's not a lap count race. For our road course races, we're going to keep them at an hour and 20 minutes for green flag racing. We'll see how strategy plays out and attrition, and see how this works for the field tonight. Right behind Edwin on the chart is the 78 of Kendale Paul. Now we can look at P4. Charles, he's out on track again in the 98, just a little bit behind Kendale. Nate Fields just jumps up to P2 above Joshua O'Brien. 110.57, nice lap. These guys are getting faster and faster. Now Matthias, I don't know if he's again, it shows him as a best on my screen as a 109, but it only shows it in the timing and scoring tower as a 110. So we're gonna reload, just make sure our overlays are updating. Not certain of the difference between those two. And then other notable cars are on track currently. Tommy Thompson in the Crown 7. He's 10th on the board. And then in 11th we have Mark Owlett. He's out on a set of alternates right now. Overdrive turn 1 just a bit there. Keeps it on the track though. Good save. This, I think, is going to be a hectic race tonight. As Mark just jumps up to P8 with that last lap. Good job for Mark. Nice lap. 114.64. That goes down through the corkscrew. Such a good shot. We'll ride with Mark here. Gotta get the right shot. There we go. Oh, Mark's going to pit road. That's not gonna work. We'll jump on with Charles here. Oh, the 24 behind him spun. Saw that in the rearview mirrors. Right along for a lap here with Charles. Comes up to the corkscrew. Kind of a blind corner here, a little right, and then quick left right going down the hill. just pick up momentum so quick through this area as it's all downhill. All the way to the last corner here. Hard left. Should be, yep, first gear. That's, oh no, he slid through the corner. Kept it from spinning, but that was probably a good lap he had going there, and that lap is going to be knocked off the board as looks like Matias has run 109.39 that is showing on the board now for our fastest lap. So getting closer and closer to these 108s. It's crazy. 3 minutes left to practice, or we get to qualifying here shortly. Right along with Josh. Josh is right behind. Oh no, Charles goes off. As soon as I go to get a camera shot. There we go. Matias is right behind Josh. Oh. Gonna let his tires cool off a little bit. Give a little space to Josh here. He thinks I can go faster. I'm going to give him my best shot on these alternates. So here we go, riding with the 77. Uses all of the curving in the track on the outer edge. Nice sharp, clean corner there. Really gets, oh no, Josh is off into the wall. Great car control here by the 77. To the edge and get every bit of the curve. Onto the corkscrew. Oh, you can hear the car bottom out. Let's see, what does he put up for this lap time? 108.97. We just rode along for the fastest lap in the room right there, guys. That was a crazy lap. That car is bad fast, man. Edwin James has jumped up to second while we were watching that, a 110.34. Nice lap for the driver of the 46, making his debut in the IndyCar series this season. He has broadcasted the first two. Him and I are splitting this season, so this is his first race this season in the IndyCar. So I can see why he wanted to race here. He's fast. That's a really good lap. His practice is coming to a close. While we're waiting for everybody to get up and going here, we're just going to give you guys an update here. We're going to show the point standings. Give me just a second while I clicked the wrong button. Here we go. And then point standings currently with where we're at. Corey Crandall. Oh, there it goes. He is our points leader. He is not in the field tonight currently. Sheridan Wade is. He's in second. Nate Fields in third. That crazy guy, Jason Haney, don't know him. He's in fourth. Gonna drop a lot tonight. That's fine. Tommy Thompson, fifth in the standings. Trevor Benz, sixth. Trevor's not here tonight. Joshua O'Brien is seventh. Charles Bronstein, eighth. Dakota Cleland, ninth. He's not here tonight. Todd Smith in 10th. He's not here either. Mark Owlett in 11th, Bill Colley in 12th, Jonathan Hambrick 13th, Joshua Osborne 14th, James Malloy 15th, Joshua Peterson 16th, Kendall Paul 17th, and Corey Kobe 18th. I don't think there's anybody else. Oh, Joseph Klein in 19th, Ryan Hyatt in 20th, Ben Summerford in 21st. Robbie Rushing in 22nd. George Buck 23rd. And I believe that is it for the field. 23 cars have scored points so far this season in the first 2 races. And again, we're going to have some jockeying as a smaller field here tonight. And some drivers not racing. They're up near the top or at the top of the point standings. So things are going to change a little bit after this race. And we'll have those updated for you next week. Let me see what's happened here with my overlay, as it has stuck on showing point standings at the top. See if I tell it to do something else. Nope, that doesn't work. It does not. Alright, give me just a moment. We have to reset this overlay. It's going crazy. My apologies there. So now we've got things back going here. Track maps up. Let's get our ticker back up. And as guys complete their laps, we will get to see those times. Again, at the bottom, we have our sector tickers that are letting us know how these drivers are doing in the 5 sectors of the track. Yellow is slower than your best. Green is personal best. And purple is best of the whole session best. So as we've had some cars cross the line, let's go ahead and get back on track. Let's see, who do we got? Kendall is in the 78, has gotten a 110.67 for his fastest lap. Joshua O'Brien is in second, the 111.26. Charles in the 98, 111.89, and Joshua Osborne fourth in the 51. Currently is Mark just crossed the line to go P5 at 115.74. All these guys except for Mr. Osborne are on the alternates. Ben Summerford is on track. It looks like he's on his second lap. And he's on primary tires as well as Joshua in the 51. Edwin James jumps up to P3. Again, this is a 10-minute qualifying session that is solo, so the other cars can't see each other. It's just allowing you to focus on making good laps. And it is a 4 laps, up to 4 laps you can make in that 10-minute session. So best of 4 laps will get you your starting position for tonight's race, minus any off tracks. If you go off track and iRacing scores it as an off track, that lap is not counted. We see Bennett come across the line here. See if that puts him on the board this time. Does not. Maybe that was his second out lap, because it's still not counting a time for him. Matias has also not been counted for a lap yet, and it says he's on his second, starting his third lap on track. So I don't know if these guys have reset to pits. And Kendall is, oh, blink there. Follow along as Kendall has got personal best in sector 2, session best in sector 3, and he puts up a 110.54. Matias's personal sector best in every sector so far. I think this is going to be the lap, and he's on the alternate tires. A little added grip. And yep, sector best, session best for the 5th sector, 109.09. Great lap by the 77. Nate Fields is on track. He hasn't registered a lap yet, so let's check in with him and see what happens here. My session timer's not telling me how much time is left, but if I had to guess, we're right around 3 minutes left in the session. TS has run faster in sectors 1 and 3 on this lap. Yep, a 109.1. No, that was the last lap, sorry. Just came across the line. Oh, 118.74, so a little bit slower that lap. We had an off track or slowed down to maybe get a better run for this next lap. Check back in with Nate Fields. Like I said, he hasn't gotten a timed lap yet. See if he can on this lap. Comes up to the corkscrew. Makes around the last corner. Again, 8 cars have timed in so far in this qualifying session. There we go. Nate goes to P4, 111.18. And looks like everything just locked up. Qualifying may be over. We might have got that lap right in just at the nick of time, it looks like. No, maybe not. Maybe it's just being weird. Ah, there we go. 1 minute, 12 seconds left. So I think the session locked down for getting a chance to start your timed lap. I believe that's what that's for. So it looks like Tommy and Nate are the only drivers that made that cut to be able to make a lap count. We'll see. Tommy hasn't timed a lap yet as Nate just jumped up to P3. 110.77. Here comes Tommy. See if he can get a lap to count here for him. It does not. So 9 drivers have laps that have counted for them. It's 10, 11, 12 drivers in the field tonight. $13 if you count me because I accidentally joined, but no thank you. I'll watch this one. This looks to be more fun to watch. This qualifying has now hit zeros. And now it is race time. Here's your results from qualifying. The 77 getting the pole for tonight's race. 78 will be starting next to him. And the 57 and 24 on row 2. The 46 and 98 start on row 3. 51 and 80 on row 4. 32, and don't count me, 32, and most likely the 7 will move up. I think it's going to grid it funny. And then starting 13th will be the 60, Jonathan Hambrick. The field waits for everybody to Grid up here. The timer's already started, but technically it doesn't start just yet. But I'll let that slide. Everybody is gridded up except for the 60. I'm not sure if the 60's still in here, so pacing here. We'll go ahead and take a check in at the weather. Winds up to 7 miles an hour. Ambient temperature is 73 degrees. Track temp 109 degree track temp. So it's pretty hot. Looks like most of the field chose to start with primary tires. We had 4 drivers choose the alternates. That'd be the 24, 98, 46, and 80 are starting with their alternates. I have a feeling we're going to see a pretty crazy turn 1. Again, no full course yellows in road course racing, even in IndyCar. Leave that to the ovals and the road course racing. It's you get a spin off track or anything like that. Join carefully back on the track and continue your race or tow to pits if you get damage. Got 1 fast repair, 3 sets of tires in the pits. 80-minute race, long race. Alright, pace car's pulled off. And green flag is out. Here we go. The 77 gets a jump on the field. Going down into turn 1 here. Followed closely by the 78. Oh no! Whoa! Somebody missed something there. We're going to go back and check this. 51. Oh! Missed his corner. Missed the braking point. I'm assuming as he comes in hard and into Edwin. Jumps over Edwin's tire and the ghost of his car landing gets contact with the 24, and that's damage for 3 cars for sure. The 51 and the 24 heavy damage going into turn 1. And both the 51 and 24 jump to pits. So get back live. Wow, that was a crazy start. Told y'all there was a chance it was going to be that way, but I did not see that coming. Switch our timing tower over to a gap to show the gap between the lead and further down the field. As that has put some cars out. Josh O'Brien is out of the race. Shows Joshua Osborne on pit road. Joshua O'Brien. It's not showing him at all, so I don't think he stayed in the race, Slavi. And that's not completing a lap in iRacing. They don't score points for that either, so we'll have to see what they choose to do there for that start for those guys. That was a tough break for the 24, and I don't know. I mean, Edwin's running fourth. Don't really know what kind of damage he got from that, if any, because it hit the tire, it looked like. So his wing seems to be okay. Doesn't seem to have any damage to the 46 car that I can see. But that's a tough break for all those drivers involved. Diaz has just pulled out a huge lead here, 3.5 seconds already. Just on lap 3. Just 3 minutes into this event. Hitting his marks. Because we do have a battle. Looks like Nate and Edwin, close battle here for 3rd and 4th. A heck of a battle, and Charles is right behind Edwin. I don't know if you can catch him every once in a while in the rearview mirrors in this shot, but he's back there, not too far. These guys are putting on a heck of a battle. As nothing has changed up front. The 77 is up to a 5.5 second lead over the 78. This right now is currently the closest battle on track. Mark may be having some off-track fun without us getting to see it. Oh, just a little bit. That's fine. That happens. Let's see what he does here. Oh, under braking. Good avoidance by the 80 to get the wheels unlocked and turn away from hitting the 7. That was a very close call there. And looks like Joshua Osborne has left the pits. Looks like maybe he's back on track. Oh. That pit road exit is very tricky. So the 51 gets his repairs and is coming back on track. He's going to be 4 laps down to the field as the leader. He's got almost a 7-second lead. I don't think anybody plans to see the 77 rest of the race until he gets around to lapping them. That's what it looks like. He is on a rail. Checking further back. Mark in 9th. Just having issues getting the car to handle the way he likes. In front of him is Ben, the 32. And you've got the Crown 7 machine for Tommy Thompson. Corey Covey, we haven't talked about him yet tonight. He's running 6th, up 5 spots from where he started in that 86 car. That 3 cheap paint scheme looks good. Up in front of him in 5th is Charles, who's running 5th currently, battling with Nate for 4th. They're the closest battle on the field right now as Edwin got by Nate and is starting to pull away just a little bit from the two. Oh, big hit on that turtle on that bump there. They're going to go side by side. Let's Charles go by. Not the time to fight. Still got an hour and 11 minutes of racing left. There's Edwin. Again, strategy is gonna. Oh no, I think we just missed it. Did he save it? Looks like he did. I'm guessing Joshua Osborne had more issues. So it looked like he went back and entered pit lane. Let's see what happens here. He may have gotten maybe a penalty or something popped up for him. I'm not certain. Looks like he came on to enter pit road. It tells me he jumped to pit, so I'm not sure if he just missed his pit stall or something like that. But tough night for the 51 coming in that lap 1 incident. Missed the brake marker by a little bit and jumped up over the 46, and his shadow is what I would call it, because he got to the end of pit road. Guess it didn't clear whatever penalty he had. Maybe that's why. But whatever happened there, he may have called it a night. Check back on the lead. That 77 is out to a over 12 second lead already over the 78 of Kendall Paul. The field is spread out pretty much all around the track now. No real close battles. Do a little blimp coverage. See how the elevation changes in this track. See the 78 lock them up there a little bit. A little bit of tire smoke. Gonna wait to see how long these guys run on these tires and how strategy and pit stops play a factor in this race, and if that changes anything towards what we're seeing. As the 77 has just proved to have a really dominant start to this race, as we're only 11 coming on 12 minutes into the race, and he has got a pretty sizable lead. He's gaining over second. He's gained more than a second every minute. of this race. So he's bound to be coming as he is starting to close in on the back of the field. 9th place, Mark Howlett is roughly just about 7 seconds in front of the 77. So we're going to see some lap cars come into play here. Riding along here on the gearbox of the 80 as we watch the 77. Gaining just big gumps of time here on the track. Does the 77 go? He now sets his sights on 8th place. Ben Summerford, the 32 car, will be the next one. Ben goes wide, 77 by. So then that makes the next one in this conquest would be the 7 of Tommy Thompson, as we're about to hit the 15-minute mark here. The race, and the 77 has a 17-second lead over the 78. Oh no, he's off on the last corner. All right. So as we see him give up a little bit of time there, got back on track. No harm, no foul, no damage. Just attacking every corner. Man on a mission. The tires starting to wear out a little bit, I think. Gotta go back here. It looks like Ben might have had an issue. Oh, that was earlier. That was before. Okay. Nothing new has happened. Okay. So we have a battle between Nate and Charles here. Still, Nate's trying not to let Charles get away after Charles got by for 4th. Still waiting to see if we're going to see it's hard how these guys are going to gauge pit stops, as the leaders have all completed 13 laps of this race. Depending on the tires you chose, those alternates may not last as long as the primaries, is my guess. And I didn't get a chance to get what a fuel run was in one of these cars, so fuel may come into play. Handling, tire grip. Oh, the 98. Heck of a save down the corkscrew. Keep it from spinning out, and Nate gets by to take fourth back. Still nobody hitting pit road too early. These guys are trying to get all they can out of these tires. And again, Charles started on those alternates and caught Nate, got by Nate, but now we're seeing maybe the primaries having a little bit more grip in the later part of the run. Those alternate red tires could be worn out, overheated, lost all that good grip that they had because they wear a bit faster because they're a softer tire. Yeah, I think Charles is starting to drop off after that slip up a lap and a half ago, and I think those tires are starting to show their signs. So now it's just trying to manage it and get to whatever lap he feels like he needs to get to before he pits. Again, the biggest mover with the alternates is going to be Edwin. He's only jumped up 2 spots since the start of the race, but after that slight contact off of his right rear wheel in turn 1, not getting any damage from what we can tell, and being able to pull forward and get by Charles and Nate here at the start of this race is paying off for him, and he's gotten the best out of these alternates on this initial run. So he's giving up on, looks like, the 32 at Ben Summerford. Oh. And he gets by Ben. But yeah, we're waiting to see how long it takes for some of these cars to pull down pit road. How you know, with it being an hour and 20-minute long race, is this putting it into segments? Are we doing 20-minute segments to make these tires and make these pit stops? Or are these guys trying to go long and make it 30-minute segments and just have to pit twice? We're about to hit the 20-minute mark of the race. We've got an hour and 18 seconds left of the race here, so I think we're going to start seeing pit stops sometime soon. Everybody is, the lead lap cars have completed 16 laps. I feel like we're getting close to the end of a run. Checking with second. Kendale. 21, almost 22 seconds off the pace, so he's starting to wear down a little bit. As the last lap of the race, the 77 ran the fastest lap, a 1:10.09. So he hasn't lost his footing yet, but I mean, with those kind of lap times, he's pulling out two seconds a lap now, and even more. So he's got clean track ahead of him for now. Yeah, he gained on the 78 by 3.5 seconds that lap, so Kendall's having trouble catching, but he's also got the 46 of Edwin James is starting to close in on him. And we'll jump on with Edwin for a moment here. He is starting to close in that gap. Just 3.5 seconds to second place, the 78 car of Kendall Ball. And got is that the 80 in between them here? Let's see what the 80 does here. Let's by, coming up to the corkscrew. Guys are really putting on a heck of a show. This track is tough to drive. These cars are tough to drive. As we see, 78 just got by the 7 up here in front of Edwin. Oh no. Ooh. Looked like he was about to overdrive a little bit. Good job controlling that and slowing that back down. We look at our gap. It's 3.5 seconds currently. Still no pit stops. So I'm thinking these guys are trying to make this maybe a 2-stop race, and these guys that are on the alternates can get off of them if they want after this for this stop. Oh no! Edwin goes to lock up trying to get around. Oh, jumps the curbing and the corkscrew. Riding along for that one, so that's going to put him back a little bit. He lost a little bit of time to the 78 there. About 6 seconds back now, so he's got to get focused. And looks like first pit stop of the race is going to be Tommy Thompson. First car on pit lane, currently running 8th. With that move, fall back to 9th as Ben goes by. We'll see the car go up. We'll see 4 new tires go on. Again, compound change is required. Looks like he stays with the primary, so he did not make a change. So he's still required to switch those alternates at some point to be qualified for the race. So he's holding off. He's going to wait till later to put those alternates on. No problem with that. As he's back on track. We look to see nobody else has come on pit road just yet. We go back to check on our leader. TS is up to almost 29-second lead. Doing a heck of a job driving this car on these primary tires at this rate of speed. He's really showing his skill in the performance of this car and putting it all, pushing it to the edge. And I don't feel like he's let off at all this run. His lap times have not shown like a slowdown at all. The fuel load's gotten lighter, so the car does stay quicker, and then that lets us know those tires are still holding up for him as well. Got a little sideways there in that last corner. Just completes his 20th lap. Sorry, 21st lap. I apologize. And he has lapped all the way up. Looks like Charles just hit pit road. Sorry, I missed that. Charles did stop there. I think Charles is on the primaries. I don't recall what he started with. Let's go back and double check real quick. I might have missed it. Yep, he did make this switch. He got off the alternates and onto the primary, so he has made his change. While pitting, he went a lap down to the leader, but the leader hasn't pitted yet. And looks like he still isn't. These guys, a lot of these guys are staying out a pretty good time here, as it looks like. Leader just crossed the stripe. Second place is up, coming in close to the corkscrew. That's what 32, almost 33 seconds look like. Leader's just exited turn 1. Conversation between, I think that was Mark Nate. Nate got by Mark there, put him to lap him as well. Waiting to see who's going to be the next on pit lane. Certainly have our leaders. I don't know with the fuel run if this can be a one stop. I don't think so. But anything's possible, I guess. But here we go. We're going to see Nate is the next car to hit pit road. He is currently on primaries. We're going to see if he makes that change to the alternates for this run or if he's saving it for his next pit stop. As he does that, he's going to lose 4th place. Corey Kobe goes by, and the leader goes by, and car goes up. You see primaries, and there goes the alternates. So alternates are going on for his second run. So that gets Nate. Fills the commitment of having to use 2 different tire compounds. This is the last lap by the 77 and just run a 109.78 for the fastest lap of the race. So he's only getting faster, folks. His fuel loads, his car's getting lighter. He's keeping this car under him. Great control. These cars are no easy feat. He's doing a great job tonight. Looks like Edwin just entered pit lane. So Edwin started on those alternates, been running 3rd. He's trying to catch Kendall. So now he's going to try maybe the undercut, pit before your competitor. Oh, there he goes, gets in his stall. See if he puts the primaries on. He does. Car back down, full tank of gas. He should be off. And here comes the leader. Here comes a whole host of cars. We got the 80, the 77, and the 86 are all coming down pit lane. The 80's on alternates. The 86 is on primaries. The 77 is on primaries. We're going to watch our leader. We're going to see, is this the stop that he takes those alternates and gets them out of the way now? Or does he stick with primaries? I think he's sticking with primaries. Corey switches to the alternates. Mark rolls off in the primaries as well. So, shocker, guys. The 77 has said, I'm going to save those alternates for the next stop. He is staying on the primaries, and he is keeping the lead as the 78 is unable to catch him during that pit stop. But the 78 is still not on, has not made a stop. And so has the 32, I believe. Those 2 cars have not stopped just yet. And as I say that, Ben Summerford is coming down pit road now. He started on the primaries. Kind of wondering what's going to happen here. Is he going to go ahead and say, yeah, give me those alternates now? Or is he going to make the decision to save them for closer to the end of the race? It's a pretty cool looking car. Love it. Up in the air. And he takes the alternate, so he's made his change as well. While that's happened, looks like we had an incident from Mark. It says he crashed. We're going to find out what happened here. Comes up the track, trying to get a little bit too much out of it. Okay. Locks it up, saves it though. Good job, Mark. And then, see Ben coming off pit road. Primaries, Kendall. Stay primaries. Oh, well, there he goes. Pit stop over for the 78. I'm pretty certain. We'll rewind real quick just to double check because I joined a little late. Yeah, he was on primaries. He stayed on them, so. Alright, so everybody's made 1 pit stop so far. After pit stops, the 77 has a almost 40-second lead over the 78 in second. The 7 goes wide here. The Crown 7 lets the leader go by. Just straight domination by the 77. Stay out of trouble. Don't require a fast repair. Don't require a tow. Keep the car together. And here we go. Here's what I was talking about. Looks like Tyndale. Maybe. Cold tires. Outlap. See what happens here. Oh, the turtle got him. Went over the bump. Rolls it back. Okay. So, no damage done. Gotta get the dirt and debris off the tires. Let him warm up. He'll most likely be okay. But that did let. Position did change hands. Oh no! I've got another update. Nate Fields' possible crash here. Let's take a look. That same corner up the hill. Coming to this corkscrew. Oh, had to lock it up to keep it from going off track though. Good save. Gets back going. Alright, so we have a new second place car. Edwin has taken second now with Kendall having that spin through the high-paced kink there, which we're going through right now. It's Edwin, so he is P2. He's only got 3.8 seconds on Kendall, so now that the tires are cleaned and warmed up, I expect to probably see a battle between these two. Still 47 minutes left to go. Still a lot of things can happen. This track can change and get dirty on everybody and cause more issues. We'll take a look here real quick just to see where we're at currently. I'm going to turn the track map off for a second. We'll pop up the weather box here on the side. Track temp has come down 101, so maybe a little bit more grip coming into the track. This explains why these cars were getting a little bit faster as these runs went on, maybe. Getting rubber in the track and those tires just getting a little extra grip with it being a little bit cooler. Not as slick, but still very tough. This is a tough track. These guys made it pretty far on their first stop, but nobody made it halfway. So I don't think anybody can run on just a one stop. So I feel like a second stop's going to be necessary. I think the longest that made it was Kendall. He pitted on lap 25. But I'm pretty certain everybody's gonna have to make one more stop. We're closing in. We're 5 minutes away from halfway of this race. This is a long race, and again, appreciate y'all that are watching along with us here and joined us tonight for this IndyCar Series race at Laguna Seca. We really appreciate your support. Looks like just got another alert. Looks like maybe an incident for the 80. We're gonna go back and take a look here. Coming up towards the corkscrew, locks it up, and just woes up and let the 32 by. The 32 gets by for position. So these guys are battling it out. Mark and Ben keeping it interesting between themselves here on track. As again, the 77 is just gone. 54.62 second lead over Edwin in second. 78 is 56, almost 57 seconds back, and those are the only three cars that are currently on the lead lap, with everybody have made, if I could talk today, one pit stop already. This has been just a show of pure speed. The 77 has stayed on primary tires for the first and the second stint currently, so he will have to take alternates on his next stop most likely. So we'll see if that changes how his car handles drives or how he can attack the corners, or if maybe it makes it better. Maybe he's just super fast on those two, so he's really been able to put it to it. Just really one small slip up we saw of an off track. But overall, complete car control, using all of the track, the curbs. Looks like Corey's starting to close in on Charles here. As Charles is on the primaries this round and Corey's on the alternates. They flip-flopped tires that they're on from the first stage, and those alternates are definitely showing really good signs for Corey here at the beginning of this second stint. He's closing up on the 98. And we have a battle for 5th place between these two. As we're getting to the halfway point of this race, just a minute and a half away, just looking on the track map, just kind of keeping up with it. The 77 is closing in where he can almost start to see the 46 and the 78. He has a chance to, at this rate, lap the entire field. In road racing with no cautions and such, that tends to happen, or have a better chance of happening, as we don't have any full course cautions, just local yellows for spinouts and such. So this field has gotten stretched out, and everybody's running at their best pace that they can, and that 77 has just shown that he's been the class of the field since this session opened tonight. Really put it together. He is super fast. As Charles goes off in the... Alright, so let's put Corey Kobe up to 5th, and at the same time, looks like Kendall got by Edwin. Caught him and passed him. Let's go back and take a look at that pass real quick. Entering turn 1. Looks like Edwin goes high just to say, yep, take it, you caught me. No point in ruining our nights trying to battle hard for it right now. We've got a lot of racing to go. Currently we just hit the halfway mark of the race, so 78's got a little bit more speed currently than that 46 car, but great runs by both of them. They're under the pressure of the leader. That 77 is right on them. So again, no full course cautions, nothing to bring the field back together. You don't, going a lap down really doesn't change your outlook on how your race is going, but it just reduces, the chances of, even if the leader was to have an issue, if you're behind by a whole lap, that's just more time the leader has to get fixed and take care of what they need to without losing the lead. So these guys have all put on a really good race and done their own thing and run their own race, and that 77 is just class of the field tonight, as he is catching up to the 46. We'll ride with the 77 here for a little bit. Again, you'll hear those tires hit the curves almost every chance he gets. He uses all of the track and the curbing. Nope. There's the 80 off track, got back on track there. Just attacking these corners over and over again. Such a rhythm. In this chase, he's caught Edwin, and then Edwin is kind of caught up to Kendall here, so they're all really close together here. Edwin goes wide there. He lets the 77 go. Dale lets him go by as well. And darn it, of all things, as we were riding along, Edwin had a off track here. We're gonna pick up what we missed here. So we're going up the hill to the corkscrew. And it looks like maybe the corkscrew got him. There it is on the throttle, locks it up. Backs up real quick, tries to get going. That has netted him, put him 9 seconds behind Kendall for second. As currently 77 on a lap all by himself, folks. This guy has really put on a heck of a run. I'm gonna go back and double check here and see. It looks like Tommy came down pit road. Speed it up real quick. I just want to see what his strategy call is here. There he goes on the alternates for Tommy. That stint for Tommy was a little bit shorter. I think his prior stint. Check in with our buddy Mark in the 80 FGR machine. Little rescue on the car. Such a good looking paint scheme. Looks like he might have, I think Nate getting by him here. Yep, that was Nate Fields going by. We go up to the corkscrew. And then again, Tommy, who we're just riding with just a little bit ago after he made his pit stop. Ground 7 machine. Let's ride with Tommy for a second, see how the car's handling for him. Go up the field, let's check with Ben. Oh, as I say that, he's out there mowing some dirt. I like that Atari scheme, that's pretty cool. Looks like he's got Edwin coming up on him here in the 46, so he's going to get out of Edwin's way, maybe. It looked like he was going to do it back there, so it looks like, okay, yep, there we go. Off to pit road goes Ben. Says that's enough of these red tires, give me some primary tires, most likely will be his change. Oh, as we're watching him, looks like Mark may have had a couple incidents here. 2 marks for a crash, so let's see what happened here for that. Okay, we had a slide off, good save. Turned around. Oh, car turns too much. Get the tires cleaned off. Oh, looked like it was getting loose there, so I think that was it. Okay. So back on the track and good to go for him. So Ben's coming off track now. So that puts Ben back to 9th, but he's the first. Then, well, him and Tommy have both made 2 stops. But Tommy made his a little bit earlier on lap 34. Ben just made his on lap 38 for them. Mark hasn't pitted since his first stop on lap 22, so Mark's probably feeling to fall back just a little bit more here when he makes this stop back to 9th. Take in and check in with Charles here. So, there we go, there's the corkscrew shot I've been looking for. You see that elevation as they go down this hill. Just a huge drop in elevation. The car just wants to go, go, go. Nope, a little overdriving by both of them going in the last corner. Monkey see, monkey do there. Check in with Corey. Running 5th currently. He's up 6 spots from where he started the race. So he's our biggest mover. Next would be Tommy Thompson in the Crown 7. He's up 7 spots from where he started. And then our other big mover would be Edwin He is up 2 spots from where he started. He's up to 3rd. Nate is down 1 spot to 4th from where he started, and then 1st, 2nd, 6th, 8th, and 9th are all exactly where they started currently. So no movement for them. Again, that one car is just on fire. Just flying. Nate's been making some ground on Edwin. It's an 8.5 second gap between those two right now. I wonder if since everybody's lap down, that gap isn't really telling me now. Let me see if I can get any other data there. I don't think it'll give me anything else. It'll give me an interval option. Best time, lap time, car logo, and nothing. Well, bummer. Alright. Charles is on pit road. Oh no. Got reports here. Edwin James crashed again. Let's see what happened here to our 3rd place driver. Oh! Spun the rear, locked up quick on him there. Good recovery though, very quick recovery. Gets back going, well done. Charles has entered the pits, taking his pit stop. We're going to see him on alternates now, so Charles is taking this time to put on his alternates. Looks like Mark is just hitting pit road for his 2nd stop. And again, this is what we were kind of talking about earlier, is that the drivers he's racing with, the 7 and the 32, they had made their 2nd stops. "26 minutes left to go in this race. This may be the final stop for Mark. Puts on those primaries, and off he goes. Looks like Nate Fields has come on pit road as well, made his stop. It's on his out lap here, so he has chosen alternates again. Pretty certain he was on alternates coming in, so he chose his 3rd set of tires to be alternates again, so he stayed with alternates. He is, I believe, the furthest up of the drivers. So he, 5th on back have made their 2nd stops. The top 4 have not just yet. They are still on their 2nd stint tires. As the leader goes by, Nate puts him 2 laps down for 5th place. So this 77 is on rails, folks. Not much more I can report there. I can't wait to interview him and see what he has to say if he comes in the interview room tonight on just a stellar drive in this car. Really hooked up tonight. Overdrive into 1, still gets a turn, lets the car rotate, and gets a good jump off the corner exit. And his last lap was a 1:11. I know he was lapping a car during that, but I mean, he's still running lap times faster than the rest of the field. So it looks like Edwin is going to be the next to hit pit road. And again, I'm thinking this is the last stop for everybody. Corey is also coming in. So we're going to watch Edwin stop and see if he sticks with the primaries, which I assume. Nope, I was wrong. I was saying assume, and then he puts the reds on. Says alternates again, please. They like the additional grip he got there, and with 23 minutes left to go in the race, he is most likely planning on making that count. Corey's on pit road. Alternates for him. And then here comes our leader. Down pit road. Number 1 pit stall. We can't see him. Can't see him on any camera. There we go. Back to alternates for him as well. I think this is actually his first, I believe. First set of alternates. He was on primaries the first 2 runs. So. Just under 23 minutes left of the race. Let's hope these guys got plenty of fuel if they're trying to make it to the end here. Pick your game enough. And see how this works out here. So currently, the only car that hasn't made their second stop yet is Kendale in the 78, and he is unlapped himself by doing that currently, but he is not too far from the wrath of the leader putting him a lap down, certainly when he comes down to pit for his second stop of the race. Looking at pit stops for this last just everybody that's pitted. Nate Fields had a 9.93 second pit stop. Looks to be the fastest because Matthias was 9.95, so they were pretty much on top of each other. Edwin had an 11.12 second stop. Corey had a 10.57 second stop. Dang it. Stuttering. Sorry, guys. Kendale is staying out. We're coming to 20 minutes left in the race here shortly. This is definitely a long stint for him. He was the last to pit last time around too, so maybe getting a little bit more use out of the fuel run out of this car to make his pit stop a little bit shorter, make sure he keeps his lead padded over 3rd and 4th. See if he comes down this time. There we go. Ducks down the pit road entry. Makes a hard left. Pit road speed starts right there. We'll ride with him as he comes in to make his pit stop. This could be the last pit stop of the race for everybody. Unless Tommy pitted too early, may have to make another stop. I don't know. But we'll see. Primaries are going off and alternates are going on. So here we go. Watch this pit road exit. It is so narrow. Come down to a really hard left. Cold tires. Off track there. Perfect. Great exit. So that keeps him in second place. Still has a 17 second gap, 16 second. Oh, here we go, 17 second gap over Edwin. Such a challenge when you come off pit road on your out lap to really hammer down a really good stop. So it does look like Tommy Thompson just came down pit road for his 3rd stop. And then looking at pit stop times, because he didn't have to take as much fuel, Kendall did have the fastest pit stop of the lead pack, or the top 5, a 9.03 second stop. And then Tommy just stopped for fuel and was able to, in probably tires, but his stop was 7.67. Now it looks like Charles is coming down again for another set. 8-second stop for him. Not sure if he needed to come down. I thought, yeah, because that was a 3rd stop for him as well, because he was just down pit road not too long ago. And also, these guys have push to pass. I'm just looking at the times. Looks like Matthias in the 77, he hasn't used a single push to pass yet. Kendall has used 10 seconds to push to pass. Edwin has used 46 seconds. Nate Fields has used 63. Corey Kobe has used 148 seconds. Charles has used 150. Tommy Thompson has used 69 seconds. And then Mark has used 56 seconds. It looks like Edwin's on push to pass right now as I bring it up. So is Nate. So the battle between, the closest battle on track is between Edwin and Nate for this 3rd place. Edwin currently holds it. Nate is coming for it. They're both on alternate tires. Nate's a couple laps older tires than Edwin. He pitted a couple laps earlier than him. And last 2 laps back to back, the 77 has run the fastest lap of the race. He is burning the track up and not stopping for that 77 car. He's coming for that top 5 to put him down another lap. He's not too far from Corey Kobe in 5th either. But we're going to keep an eye on this battle here, as Edwin and Nate are, like I said, the 2 closest on track. 5 seconds separate them. As we're getting down to the final little bit here. Looks like my timer stopped showing time. It's saying 15. It's not giving me time no more. Looks like Nate kind of closes in here in this 1st sector, and if it's like last lap, we'll see, because Nate's still closing. So Edwin had a really good 2nd sector last time, but Nate is still continuing to close. So we'll see as we get up here to the corkscrew. It's almost down to 4-second gap between these two. See if Edwin can put it together through this corkscrew. Okay, he starts to pull out just a little bit of distance, but nah, here comes Nate. He's coming. It's under 4 seconds. There's Nate coming out of the last corner now. So this battle for 3rd is definitely happening. Guys are giving it their all. Now it's back over 4 seconds. So Edwin started to get a better stretch of it here, right along with Nate. And he can see Edwin just a little bit way out there in the distance on some of these straightaways. So you get hungry. You see that position. You see that podium spot right in front of you. And with our point system, every position is 1 point. So over a 12 race season, 12 rounds of racing, every point matters. So you see that, you get hungry. You're like, all right, I got to go after it. That's one point. I'm gaining. I got to continue to gain. I got to find every little bit of spot I can to keep gaining. And he is trying. So we're going to ride along here for a little bit. See how this goes, as he is just over a 4-second gap between the 46 and the 57. Feel like maybe a little bit of overdrive in the one there, but was able to get the car to rotate still. Didn't lose time really. We stayed pretty close. Now Edwin starts to pull away just a little bit. 4.5 seconds separate them. Still 4.5. See if he does anything different going into turn 1 this time. No, kind of pushes it wide again. Tries to get the car to rotate. Good corner exit. Loses a couple tenths, but nothing terrible there. Now he's just about 5 seconds, just over 5 seconds back. So Edwin's starting to pull away from him just a little bit. Ride along with the chopper for a second and give us a different view. Corkscrew just so crazy tight, and it's such a big drop, and it just starts this downhill run where the car just picks up speed. And again, looks like the 77 has finally used some of his push to pass. He's used 5 seconds of it. Ben Summerford in the 32 hasn't used any. He's the only one that hasn't touched it yet that's on track still. .3 seconds. Nate's starting to gain again. Another run here towards Edwin. Again, this has been fluctuating right around 4 to 5 seconds between these two. So Edwin's coming up on Ben. Might slow him down a little bit, might not. We'll see how he catches him here. Looks like he'll be able to pass him on the straightaway would be my guess. Ooh, close. They met almost in the corner there. And I'll slow him down just a hair. Puts his lead over Nate down to under 4 seconds, just a hair here, so we'll see how they do fending off here in the turn 1. So we've kind of equalized here, just under 4 seconds. This corner's here. Nate is trying to put on a charge here. Everybody else is 20 seconds or more apart from the next position on track. This is our closest battle, and it's for a podium between the 46 and the 57. It's Corey Kobe again, our biggest mover, running 5th currently. He's plus 6 spots from the start. He's running 5th, and he is 21 seconds behind Edwin, so don't think there's enough time with the 7.5 minutes left unless there's an issue for the 46 or 57, which again, anything is possible. Check in with our leader. Looks like he just passed by Ben in the 32. Still running 109s, like just second and a half, 2 seconds faster than everybody else on track, and just lighting it up lap after lap after lap. We go back here to check with Edwin in the 46. Coming up to the corkscrew. Gained a little bit there on Nate. Just over 4 second gap now. It's 5 minutes and 40 seconds remain in this session tonight. This race is coming to its close finally. It's 3rd and 4th are the closest battle on track. And they've got the leader coming around to possibly lap him again over the last 5 minutes of the race here. Edwin hitting the push to pass. Going down the straightaway, just trying to gain. Nate counters and does the same thing. Just as we're going through here in the last few minutes, we'll check in where everybody's at. Start back in 9th, we have Mark. Had some off tracks tonight, but kept the car clean. Still in one piece, running P9. Currently 5 laps down to the lead. You have Ben running in 8th. Ken kept the nose clean. Car's all intact. A few off tracks. He's also running 5 laps down. You have Tommy Thompson. He is, I believe, 4 laps down, if I recall correctly. We'll see it when it pops up here in just a second. Yep, 4 laps down in 7th. Crowned 7 cars right in 7th place. Good night for Tommy. Charles is 3 laps down in 6th. You have Corey Kobe. He's in 5th place. Currently 2 laps down. Nate Field just got passed by the leader to put a second lap down. He's running fourth. He's part of this battle between him and Edwin we've been watching here for a while, as he has fallen back to 7 seconds behind Edwin now, as it's just coming to 3 minutes left to go in the session. So going to be tough to catch up to Edwin now with the time ticking down. And you have Edwin running third, trying to preserve a podium finish of a great run today. Started off scary in that first lap, first corner, when the 51 came up over his right rear tire and flew up in the air and collected the 24 in turn 1. But Edwin left that contact unscathed, and the car was fine, and he was able to motor on and continue his pursuit for a good finish tonight without having to pit for repairs or anything. So overall, it's been a good night. And you have Kendall, 78, sorry. He's running second, been second the whole race. Started second, been second. Great showing for him. And then we have the 77. Matias has just been class of the field from the green flag. He's got the whole field at least one lap down, and he is closing in on Edwin for third place car to put 2 laps down with a minute 20 to go. I assume we're going to get another lap. I don't think that was the white flag. I think we're going to go one more round after this one. Nope. A little blink there for our leader. It's about the only thing that could spoil this day, so let's not have that happen. No connection issues for him. He is class of the field the whole race. Oh, there's the 80 off track. Back up in front of the leaders there as they go by. Edwin's going to lead him into the corkscrew. Missed the corner by just a little bit. Ooh, save it. Great catch to get the car turned. The 77 gets by. So as we come down, the timer's ticking. I have a feeling we're going to see this. It says 0 to go. Let's see if we can get a shot of the... Didn't see a checkered flag. Timing is telling me that we still have a few more seconds, so that was probably the white. It just doesn't pop it. Nate has made a last ditch effort to come from 7 seconds back to 4.7 on Edwin, even though he had that little drive off in the corkscrew last lap. I feel like our top 3 is safe to say here pretty close, unless there's a major issue on what this should be the last lap. It's not letting me know in timing and scoring exactly. It says 0 to go, but the timer has hit 0, so I would have to assume that this will be our checkered flag. 77, Matthias. He's been on it all night long. And here he comes across the line. I'm pretty certain that's checkered flag. Nope, it's telling me white. So I let it timer hit 0 first, and now it's showing me the white flag. So 1 lap to go. I'm getting... This is a 69 lap race. What an endurance by these guys. Oh, no, it said checkered flag. It's messing with me. It's got to be saying these guys are all going around still, so I have to assume that this is coming to the checkered flag. All right, so around the corner for the last time, I believe. Our winner, the 77. He takes it and spins it off track. And that completes tonight's race. Great run by everybody. 77 just uber dominant tonight. Doing his donuts. Love it. And I think we're going to have some guys in the waiting room, so we'll get to do some interviews here in a little bit. Just going to get things wrapped up here. We're going to take the...
Great job, 77. That was the most dominant race I've ever seen.
We're just going to wind it back here just a little bit.
Ain't nobody catching you tonight at all.
All right, so our top three, 77, the 78, and the 46. I'm going to pull up our results page for everybody here. Show our final results if it comes up. There we go. Looks like we've got third place in the waiting room, so we will start by going and seeing Edwin here. We'll get this turned off here real quick. We'll turn on the driver info box. Everybody see his smiling face. Let's pull Edwin in here to talk about his third place. Mr. Edwin, this is Jason in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, so congratulations first off. Third place finish at what was an endurance race of 68 laps tonight. Congratulations first off. Tell us about your night. How'd that race work out for you?
I'm whooped. That was hard. Tiring. My knees hurt.
It looked like it was pretty tough. It was that was a long hour and 20 minutes of full flat out racing, and you had a couple, small scares, but you kept the car from getting any damage. First off, how about lap one? What did you see in all that?
I saw 4X pop up on the screen. I thought I had rear end damage, but I stayed out and filled out the car to see what was going on, and the car felt okay, so I kept going. But somebody launched over me. I don't know who it was. I need to go back and look at the replay. May need to slap someone because that was pretty ridiculous. Whoever it was.
51 of Joshua Osborne. He missed his braking
Yeah.
completely over your right rear tire, and his shadow collected the 24.
Awesome.
Netcode shadow he was in the air so long that it affected the 24 before the 51 was even close to him. It was crazy.
Awesome. I'll have to go back and look at the replay.
Well,
yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. I thought that was kind of ridiculous going into turn one to come barreling in there like that. But
yeah, that was pretty scary. I was kind of worried about how turn one was going to work because of how fast that straightaway is coming down, and everybody really managed very well, and it looked like he just missed it, would be my guess. I'm not 100% certain. I know he didn't run practice laps in the 30-minute practice session, so I don't know how many laps he really had under his belt, but it looked like he wasn't ready for what the braking zone was, is what it looked like to us. But that was a pretty scary. I mean, that car got up really high off of your car. I figured there was no way you got away unscathed on that. But when you stayed on track and you were putting down good lap times, like, okay, maybe it is all right.
That's what I said too.
Because that was
like, we had a good qualifying run. I'm not about to give this up. We'll see where we're at. And car felt okay. I was totally expecting the rear wing to break at some point because I could see it was still on in my mirror. I thought if it was damaged, it would have disappeared or something would have happened. But I saw it still on there. The car felt okay. It wasn't pulling. I did not like the car on primary tires. I preferred the alternate. I had more grip. I could do more with the car, and they lasted just as long as the primaries.
Okay. Yeah, I was worried about if those were going to hold up. So when everybody started, everybody that started on primaries went to alternates in that second run and then stayed on them. I was like, okay, the alternates are showing themselves. You could see that they were putting down better lap time, seemed to have that better grip overall for the full run too, which was crazy.
Yep, I much preferred the car on alternates versus the primaries. Felt so much better. Just the car was hard to handle on the primaries. Wouldn't turn as well. Had to increase the braking points. It's really what messed up my run in the middle of the race. Come up to the corkscrew a couple of times and it was just locking up. Kept having to move the braking marker back further and further to make it turn work.
Yeah. What do you have to say about that 77 just putting everybody to the woodshed tonight, huh?
That was an Argentinian ass whooping, is what I got to say. Good on him, too. First race with us, and he just takes us to the woodshed.
Flat
We got more
out
work to do.
hitting his marks. He was driving what I would call, the full send every lap. He
Yeah, he was on
literally never
rails.
stopped. He was on rails. He was hitting every curb. He was using every inch of track every lap. It was crazy to watch. We got an in-car with him, and just you could hear the RPM difference between his car and everybody else's cars, and the shifts, and then every time he hits the curbs, every curb he hit, so you'd hear the rumble strips, and it was just
Yeah,
he was hitting those marks consistently and just clean through and through. It was really fun to watch.
yeah. I followed him through the corkscrew. That's when I spun out. He launched so fast through the corkscrew. I said, I got to try that. Yeah, I almost ate it, but we saved it. Ruined my
Well,
chance at second because I'd closed in on second when he got there in the middle of us.
yeah, well,
So,
you still had a great run. You fought through the adversity of that first lap and a couple of close calls in the corkscrew and such, but you still come home and bring it with a podium, third place in your first race in the season in the Indy cars. So great job to you. Anybody you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
yeah, I'm gonna yell at my mom and dad. I hope they're watching. Hope they get to hear me and see me on the podium here. Shout out to them. Shout out to my wife. I don't know if she's watching or not. We'll find out here in a little bit.
She probably fell asleep listening to me. I've been talking, but I haven't been talking the whole race. So the more the race spread out, it was more just follow the cars that were closest in battle, and you seemed to be one that was in the closer battles throughout the night, either between you and Kendall early or you and Nate late. Like it was you guys were kind of the closest position battles on track.
Yeah, I saw Nate was closing in. I had to put my head down and get back to work. Couldn't take it easy.
Well, you did
Kept
a
the
great
pressure
job.
on.
Yeah, you did a great job tonight, and congrats again. I forget
Thank
where
you,
we're at
sir.
next week.
Talladega.
Talladega, is that you or me? I forget if we how we worked that out. Is
Uh,
that you?
it was going to be me, but I think we're going to be out of town. So,
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
I was going to run it, but yeah, I won't be here now.
That's all right. Understandable.
So,
That's
yeah,
one that I wasn't really looking forward to, so I'm good with that. So
yeah, we'll
great
keep you
finish.
safe in the booth. No launching off cars.
Right. Well, you sir have a great night, and we'll
You
talk
as
to you
well.
later. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. All right, let's get our second place finisher, Kendall Paul, in here. Boop. There we go. Kendall, do you get a copy?
I got you, Jason. What's going on?
Hey man, what's happening? Heck of a race. Started second, finished second. How'd the night work out to what you planned for? Is it how you expected it to go?
No, not at all. um, First time driving an IndyCar at a road course in quite a long time. I don't even know if I'd even done it before. Um, I kind of expected just to run maybe fifth or something or outside. I was really just shooting for a top 10 and learning something here tonight. And came in the practice session. I believe we finished like fifth in the practice session, and then we put out that lap, putting us second in the grid. Not shotgun in the field, but starting bridesmaid to the field, which just shocked me. And then just kind of did what I do best, and I just stayed consistent and that sort of thing. And we only made one crucial mistake tonight, but we recovered nicely and everything. And wasn't really sure about a strategy and everything. Just kind of went with my gut and finished out second. I'm really happy with it. The 77 put on a heck of a show tonight. He was super fast all night. It was just amazing to watch him run all night. But really happy with second tonight.
Yeah, that's a heck of a run, man. Road courses in these cars are not easy by any stretch. I've been doing it just for a short period of time in another league, and they kicked my butt. And when it came to scheduling for the split season between me and Edwin, I told him, I said, you can have this one. I've practiced here. I've had a little bit of fun here, but I'm like, I don't know about an hour and 20-minute survival here. And to watch you guys, I mean, everybody in the top five, top six really, kind of held pretty decent runs throughout the race. And we saw the 77 class of the field just pull away and pull away consistently. He was every minute that went by in the race, he was a second more in the lead, and it just kept getting faster and faster. But when I was watching your lap times and watching your laps, you kept control of the car throughout. You were hitting your marks, you were being consistent, and it was like a replay. I'd watch him be consistent, and just he was hitting marks that I didn't think I could hit in that car. Like if I was on track, I would be scared to be running on every curb. He was using every bit of track, everything he could. And then I watch you, and you're using as much as you feel comfortable with, just a little bit less than him. So I'm seeing where that gap is, where the difference is between the both of you. But you were literally racing so consistently that unless you had like a huge mess up or a huge off track that really puts you in a bad spot, by about 20 minutes in, it looked like, okay, this is our second place car for sure. Like you stayed that consistent where it looked like, okay, this is how this is going to work out as long as everything goes smooth. And you held on. You did great tonight.
Thank you, and yeah, that's just the main goal is just staying consistent and everything. And like I was just kind of thinking, I mean, we could have maybe pushed the car a little bit more, but it was kind of going to go outside my boundaries of comfort and everything. And I was thinking, oh, I got a pretty decent gap to third, so I might as well not. The leader is already gone, so there's no reason to push it.
Yeah.
But like I said, really, really happy for this Archway Industrials P1 Broadcasting Blackmagic Studios Admin Box Form Tracker 78 IndyCar. Number
Yeah,
78 tonight.
great job tonight. And then before we let you go, anybody else, anybody you want to thank, any sponsors? I know you just gave some shout outs, but any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, all those sponsors that keep the team racing and then my personal league going. I can't thank them enough. I got to thank everybody over at DPI, Dark Horse Performance Incorporated, that kind of pushed me to get better and that sort of thing, and pushed me to kind of start trying new things and everything. That's been the main goal now with me, is just trying new things, getting into the IndyCar, getting into the GT3 cars, and kind of pushing my boundaries a little bit. And then thanks to the family and all my friends that support me doing this. Can't do it without them. But yeah, and thank you for running the league and broadcasting tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And appreciate you coming and running with us. I know you got a big event coming up here. What is it, Friday night? You got your Snowball Derby happening this Friday, right?
Yeah, the American Motorsports Association Snowball Derby, our first annual one. We're really excited about it. Trying to get as many people we can into that. Should be a really fun race on Friday. But yeah, it's going to be really fun. We'll have the Snowflake 100 the night before on Thursday with the street stocks at Five Flags. So it's going to be really fun. A couple of days here.
Well, awesome, man. I hope that this weekend goes well for you in those races, and I'm sure we'll see you this Wednesday back here at Laguna Seca in the GT3s.
Yep. Yep, for sure.
we're gonna run it back to back here. We're gonna see what happens in the GT3s at Laguna Seca. But yeah, man, you have yourself a great night. Congratulations on that P2. Heck of a job in your first road course race in any car in a while that you can remember. And you really showed that you've got what it takes to put it together. And like I said, if the 77 in his first race with us in the Indy cars, if he wasn't on the track, you had it. You had it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
great drive for you tonight, and good luck this weekend. And we'll see you back. We'll see you back on track this Wednesday night.
Yep, we will see you Wednesday night. Thank you so much.
All right, bud. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, folks, that was Kendall Paul, and that is our interviews for the night. Looks like first place, the 77. He does not joined into the waiting room, so we can't give him an interview tonight. But I do want to thank everybody for coming and racing with us tonight in the IndyCar Series here in First Gear Racing with First Gear Network as our broadcast. And again, we'll just get out the overall results again one more time. Congrats to Matthias. Heck of a run tonight. Kendall on second, Edwin on third. Nate Fields comes home fourth, Corey Kobe fifth, Charles Bronstein sixth, Tommy Thompson, the Crown 7 comes home seventh, Ben Summerford in 8th, Mark Owlett in 9th, and then Joshua Osborne finishes 10th after an incident on lap 1. Joshua O'Brien comes home 11th, and then myself and Jonathan Hambrick do not score points tonight with a finish because we didn't even start the race. So again, thank you everybody for coming and watching. Hope you all have a great night. Please like, subscribe, share, and we will see you back on First Gear Network this Wednesday evening with the GT3 series here at Laguna Seca. Again, have a great night. We'll catch you next time.